Hello, I'm Gemma Creagh, and in this podcast we are focusing on the upcoming Dublin Feminist Film Festival. The festival is taking place for 3 days from August the 22nd, finishing on August the 24th. All the screenings are going to take place in the Lighthouse Cinema. I'm here with Dr. Jennifer O'Mara, professor at Trinity, and she's also the programmer at the Dublin Feminist Film Festival. And I'm also here with Carmen García Gonzalez, a filmmaker whose documentary is in the short screening. Great. So hello everyone and welcome to the Film Ireland podcast. So I got to see your short film, which is going to be screening on the
22nd of August. Yeah.
Excellent. So you're in competition to win potentially?
Yep, all the shorts that are being screened. I think we've 7 shorts and they're all in contention. We've 2 prizes, one for international and one for Irish short.
So tell me a little bit about your film. So it's Trinity, Ladies Beach.
Yep.
My pidgin Irish that I studied for 8 years and I still can't
Don't
speak
tell
it.
me. I don't even know Irish. Okay, so it's about women that swims in Galway. And there's a beach there that is called Ladies Beach, and they go there every day and they have a swim no matter the rain or the shine. They just go there every day and they have amazing time. So when I found out about that story, I thought that it was worth it to film it, and like everyone has really loved it. Like I'm very happy that I did it, because the ladies have been super, super happy about it, and people in Galway know this, and now they can kind of like tell another story from their community. So I'm very happy. Yeah.
And perfectly themed, so it fits into this year's theme very well, and that's...
Yeah, it's sort of this broad category of women in Irish film or Irish filmmakers. Purposefully, I think we wanted, for it to be as inclusive as possible, for it to be any women filmmakers working in Ireland or Irish filmmakers working in the UK, or, keeping it broad. And filmmaking today is so transnational, so international. So it's any connection to Ireland, basically. And so Carmen's a great example of that. You've made a film with an Irish title.
Celebrating Irish women.
Exactly.
And it has a good, strong feminist message as well. It's very warm and they're very charismatic. So how did you find out about them? When did you know you wanted to film them?
Well, yeah, first of all, I have been here in Ireland like for almost 3 years now. And I have been making different films related basically like on human rights, on the housing crisis. But this time I just like was on the prom in the Salt Hill, and then I just saw them there taking a bath. And for me, that I'm from Mexico, that was like what? Like you're going to the cold waters in March. Like it was super windy. It was super cold. I was like, you are super brave. Like, wow. And then I just told them that I was a journalist and that I wanted to film what they were doing. And they were like super happy about it. And we discussed it, and finally we did it. And yeah. It was like perfect for everyone. Like everyone liked it, and I'm super happy that I'm not from Ireland, but I could tell a story from Irish women, and it's super powerful, like empowering for women. So that for me was like the main objective of this short documentary, and it worked out very well.
It's very warm, and I was like, it's something lovely to see, because I do think with shorts it tends a lot of the time there's like a big drama focus, and it's always like heavy drama, that it's nice to have a balance. You can just see it fitting into a schedule and really lifting it and being so kind of warm and kind of celebrating life. So it's nice to have those kind of contrasts there as well. And you're studying in Ireland. Are you studying journalism or?
So I'm like, I studied journalism in Mexico, and now that I'm here in Ireland, I have been studying film courses, not university degree, but I have been working on that. And I just I just grab my camera and I'm trying to make it as an independent filmmaker or independent journalist. So that's why I just keep going and I try to make it, because I really love to just have an idea and then produce it and do it without anyone saying that's not the topic, which occurs most of the times with us women that want to portray women's stories.
And I'm sure your background in journalism is, relates well to documentary, the idea of kind of turning the kind of looking for a story into, looking for something to film. Yeah. It works well.
Yeah, exactly. I love short documentaries. I have done just one short film, and it was a great experience, but I really love doing short documentaries because I think that reality is like even better than like fiction.
Yes.
And it was very organic, like the process of it, because like when I talked to them, they were like volunteering, saying like, I want to be like the lead character. And I didn't even know them. And then when I met them, I was like, wow, this is going to be like so good, because they were so open, so like, I don't know, they knew like everything about what they were doing, and so conscious about their bodies, like female bodies getting into the sea and being together. And that was like, oof, for me was amazing. I tried to swim after I just filmed
Oh, really?
Yeah, I tried.
In March?
No, not in March.
Connemara?
Not in March, but like I think I tried in April. It was cold, but yes, I'll try to do it again.
Okay, so tell me more about the Fab lineup as well, because we're very excited for this.
Yeah, so this year we have a 3-day lineup at the Lighthouse in Smithfield. So last year we were there for the first time, and it's great to be back there. So we're starting on the Thursday with the screening of Eamon, which was written and directed by Margaret Corkery from Cork. In 2009. So this is the 10th anniversary of Eamon.
I can't believe it.
For lots of people, years. That's like a shocking statistic. This idea that a decade has passed.
Yeah.
So we're starting with Eamon, something light, comedy, a dark comedy, centered around sort of a dysfunctional family, but lots of laughs, and we hope that'll get people, back in, revisit a film they might have enjoyed 10 years ago. And then we're moving on the Thursday to our shorts program, where Carmen will be, along with, so we're having 7 shorts this year, mix of Irish and international, and, the various combinations. And we'll have a panel discussion afterwards with the filmmakers who can be there. So we want to kind of have a time for them to talk about their films or talk to each other. And then we're finishing on the Thursday with a screening of Disco Pigs, which was Kirsten Sheridan's debut back in 2001, and starring Cillian Murphy and
baby.
Yes, exactly. It was his first film role, so it's kind of exciting, I think, for some people to see that again, especially now that he's gone on to have such international success, and it's been a while, I think, since that film has screened on a cinema screen, at least in Dublin. So that's our first day. Then we have 2 more days. On the Friday evening, we have a dance double feature, which is bringing together a recent, or a 2018 release, with the long and complicated, lovely name, 5 Letters to the Stranger, Who Will Dissect My Brain. So that's a kind of dance short with a narrative. It's kind of complicated to describe. Directed by Una Kearney this year. A really interesting film. As I said, it's kind of hard to describe it, but movement plays a really important role in the storytelling. And then we're pairing that with another dance-focused film. And both of them are actually produced by Roisin Garrity. So it's a nice connection. And we'll have a lot of filmmakers there from the 2 films afterwards. So we're screening that with We Are Moving, Memories of Miss Moriarty, which is directed by Claire Dix. And that'll be finished, then we'll finish the Friday with a screening of Kissing Candace, which is directed by Aoife McArdle in 2017. And this was Aoife McArdle's first feature, so another recent,
I know there's a panel discussion with Roisin and
the panel with
Vanessa Gilday.
We've got, exactly. Vanessa Gilday from Women in Film and Television Ireland. So we're also going to have Claire Dix and Una Kearney there. So that'll be a really interesting afternoon, or evening rather, on the Friday. So we're going to have the dance double bill followed by this panel discussion with the filmmakers and chaired by Vanessa. So it's great to have like involvement from Women in Film Television Ireland, which is obviously so central to the theme this year. Final day on the Saturday is we're starting with women in Irish animation. So we're having a selection of shorts. We'll be screening a range of different kinds of animated shorts, starting with The Bird and the Whale, directed by Carol Freeman. Then we have an Irish themed one on Cailleach Mhara, directed by Naomi Wilson in 2007. And Wilson's a really interesting figure. She has her own sort of animation studio out in Loophead Peninsula in Clare. And this is a really kind of mythic focused animation, kind of partly theatrical. Then we're also screening From Darkness, which is directed by Nora Toomey, who has gotten a lot of acclaim in recent years, been Oscar nominated for her animated work. So this is one of her earlier films. And then our final 2 animated shorts that day are Departure, which is directed by Aoife Doyle. And she's one of the 2 women who runs Pink Kong Studios, which is based in Dublin. And that's one of the few Irish animated studios that's run by women. So we definitely wanted to include something from them. And then the last animated short will be Late Afternoon, directed by Louise Bagnall. The Oscar-nominated Louise Bagnall. And we're delighted that we're going to have a panel again after that series of shorts. So
that'll be a great one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nearly all of the directors are going to be there, including Louise Bagnall, the women from Pink Kong Studio, also Naomi Wilson and Carol Freeman. So it's going to be a great kind of opportunity for them to kind of discuss their different methods and their different styles, and to comment, I suppose, on Irish animation at the moment, that it's having it's in such a boom, and there's such the amount of studios and work and people working in it, and it's an area that's does quite well in terms of gender representation. So it's one of the better kinds of filmmaking and media making for that.
Even for such a small country, how acclaimed the work that has come out of here has gone on to do, which it's madness, because again, we have so many kind of powerhouses in Irish animation. So yeah, it's great to have something to celebrate that. Yeah,
exactly. And this is, luckily there are different events around the country in terms of animation and women in animation. So we wanted to just bring a number of these directors from different periods together, and hopefully inspire maybe some of the audiences, with a lot of courses and production of animation in Dublin, so to get the women involved in that out, hopefully to meet some of the people whose work they might enjoy.
Handed in.
Yeah, exactly. So that's our Saturday afternoon, and then in the our early afternoon at 4:00 then we're having our closing screening, which is Revolutions, a documentary made by Laura McGann in 2017, and which focuses on roller derby in Ireland and the kind of competition or the lead up to entering or attempting to enter the Roller Derby World Cup, and looking at kind of the personal and also the sports aspect. And it includes some really interesting footage, really hard to shoot, that kind of high speed movement. And Laura McGann and her cinematographer, they do such a great job of capturing all that. And even though it was only made, released in 2017, it focuses on 5 years in the teams, sort of the 2 teams' trajectories. So you get to see a kind of evolution of what's going on with them, and it's a really interesting, dynamic documentary.
Characters as well. Like they're really, there is this great shifting relationships, and there's so much drama in there. Yeah. It's brilliant. I love it.
It's one of those, there's so many, as you say, great characters, really interesting, and as you were saying, Carmen, that these kind of the truth is strange and fiction are more interesting, and you definitely see that there, the kind of their stories and what they're doing to kind of survive, and how roller derby factors into that. It's a really interesting watch.
Yeah, and again, their success, like they do so well, kind of building it from almost nothing, which is amazing to watch. It's brilliant, just sports film. And it hits all the kind of narratives and even delivers more than what you would even expect in this. So that's fabulous.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Oh, you've put together an amazing program.
Yeah, we were trying to get at the kind of diversity of the kinds of films that have been made, whether it be, genre films, the kind of comedies, the sort of psychological thrillers with Kissing Candace, and then the different kinds of filmmaking, having documentaries about dance, having animation, having other kinds of documentaries, and just to kind of represent a fraction of the films that are coming out by Irish female filmmakers. We were narrowing it down from a short list or a long list of about nearly 50 films, and it could have been longer, but we had to kind of cap it. So there are lots of films that we would have loved to show as well, and it's unfortunate that we can't have like a whole week or longer on the topic, but try to get some diverse films in there, bit of everything for everyone, hopefully.
Definitely. Yeah, I do like that, and it's a nice kind of mix of kind of light, fun, stylish. The mixture of shorts and features is good, and then I think definitely myself and Stephen we'll definitely be at your shorts 100%.
I'll see you.
Yes, so we'll be cheering you on
there.
and I'll definitely try and catch the at least 2 more.
Yeah,
that's our plan. Can you tell me about your background with the festival?
Yep, so I've been involved in the festival for about 5 years now, on and off. So I'm generally involved in the kind of the programming side, and the sort of social media side, and writing festival notes. So it stems partly from my interest in gender and cinema and media, but also an interest in film festivals and how important they can be in terms of actually bringing films that might not be seen to an audience and trying to make them more accessible. And one of the things that comes up every year for the Dublin Feminist Film Festival is issues of kind of distribution. Sometimes you have a lot of films that you want to watch as part of the decision-making process, and it's really hard to actually get access to them. And this is even more so the case with often with films made by women, or maybe they've only made one film and then they haven't made a second, and their films can kind of disappear off the radar. So you have to kind of be willing to go searching and doing research actually just to get a contact and get someone to send you let you watch a DVD or a file online.
And it's funny as well, because there is this thing. It would be very interesting to read more about it, but I remember reading an article, and it was about how there's certain men's work are lauded as genius, but women never get that status, even if they are seen as being good. That they just don't they aren't seen to cross the line. And it's not that their work isn't as good, it's just that they're not given that title or allowed that title.
Yeah.
And I think that just makes things easier to slightly forget about it, so people don't go back to their work as quickly and don't go back to it. It's even like old literature. Yeah. Where all women writers of the time were just forgotten about.
Definitely. There's a lot of, sort of research into that, the topic of like the auteur filmmaker, the Quentin Tarantino, the Martin Scorsese, the idea that it's very much gendered as though it's sort of male genius or something. And I suppose one of the other statistics, the unfortunate ones, is often how few female filmmakers or women filmmakers can transition from, say, making short films to making feature-length films. And then even if they do make a feature-length one, how successful it really has to be in order for someone to say, okay, we'll fund your second feature. Whereas more often, it's kind of, if it's not successful, people say, oh, well, we won't fund you again. So that, obviously talking in terms of very general things, but it can be quite hard to kind of follow up on a feature if you were a woman and you do get funding. And likewise, it can be difficult to make that leap from short to feature, which I think is why with this
that's
festival.
What I was actually, it's really funny you said that. But the director of Eamon, I haven't seen her, and I thought that was an amazing film. And then it was like, you wait for the next film to come out in a year or two, you're like, it's not there.
Yeah, it is quite hard to track down. And Mark Corkery is no longer working in film. It seems to be very difficult to sort of, even if you have a successful film, and her film got a lot of success, did very well internationally at festivals. But I think that is also part of why each year we try to make sure we have a shorts program, because that is often where it's very important to emerging, women filmmakers particularly, to get their shorts seen, to get shown at festivals, to get, credits built up. And even this year when we're screening the Dance Double, and we have 5 letters to the stranger who will dissect my brain, which is a 25-minute short, so it's quite a long short, but we're pairing it with another shortish documentary. So having them, maybe another festival would say, oh, that's too long for our shorts and too short for our features, but we really think it's worth seeing. And even if it doesn't fit the very short or the feature length. So I think it's being aware of those kinds of things and trying to provide different platforms for different kinds of filmmakers, some who are more established, some who are only starting out, and want more exposure, want to connect with their filmmakers, that you need to kind of do both at the same time. You couldn't just not have a shorts program. It would be really limiting, for a lot of filmmakers.
And that's it. It is nice as well to get people to go see a screening of a short. Like, it's a big celebration of it.
Yeah.
It's very handy, and especially in such a context, it's lovely to go to see something like with a note of women and women supporting other women. Like, it's just really important. And you do feel like it's definitely there now, maybe in a way that it wasn't there a few years ago. Fundamentally, like, everyone is very conscious about handing the ladder back down, which is really nice. I'm not saying they weren't before, but it seems to be very much so in everyone's consciousness now, and I think that's something your festival does phenomenally. And then your festival last year, the Reframe Refocus, where it was celebrating female cinematographers. And women behind the camera. And I was like, that was an excellent point to put together as well, because that's something that we really have to focus on. And while people have been chatting about writers and directors and producers, the numbers haven't been too bad, but just that next step to going, let's get more women on the crew, it changes the whole experience.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's like the most important thing. Like, for me, it's so special to have this platform, because like, I think I have done like all my projects. When I have done it with women, it's just like, it's amazing, the feeling and the whole process. I enjoy it so much. So for me, it's like amazing to go to this place where like I can meet a lot of people, like a lot of women doing the same thing as I am. And that's amazing, no? Like, I really believe in the power of connecting with women and trying to work together.
If you could tell me a little bit about how you got into film.
Yeah, sure. So I studied journalism in Mexico, and from there, I just love to bring my camera with me. In Mexico, for me, like, studying film was super expensive. Almost, I think everywhere in the world is super expensive, and you also have to have like great equipment and so on. So like, just like continue doing journalism. And I also work for human rights organizations in Mexico, and I focus like my work on migration of girls going from Central America to Mexico. So that was like my topic, that was my research that I was doing. And then after that, I just like realized that once I was there in the border, and whatever I was seeing was so mind-blowing for me, and I suppose like everyone will be mind blown by all these situations, I just decided to bring my camera with me. Times before that, I also brought my camera with me in other projects that I was doing in journalism. But that time, after I finished my documentary on these girls, I was like, I just have to keep doing this. Like, this is what I really would like to do. Like, I'm passionate about this, and I just decided to like keep going. And after that, I work a little bit more on those topics, bringing my camera. And now I had to move to Ireland, and I just decided to keep doing it here as well. And I'm very interested on women topics. Like, I think that we need, like, I always look for videos or movies where women's stories are projected, but like, it's so difficult to just find those. So I was like, I just need to do more of this. And I'm very excited when I see more movies. Like, for example, on Netflix, you can watch a lot of now movies and like documentaries made by women. And I feel like, okay, we are there. I think we are making more and more, and we are being renowned by the people. And it appears that also people want to see women on the frame. They want to see women's stories. So I just want to make films. I just want to make short docs about women, and I'll just keep doing it.
Brilliant. Well, we'll keep watching them because they're great. Yeah. Thanks, Carmen. So don't forget, you'll be able to see Carmen's film in the Dublin Feminist Film Festival Shorts programme, which takes place on Thursday, the 22nd of August at 7:45, I believe, in the Lighthouse Cinema. The festival is taking place from August the 22nd and it's finishing on August the 24th.
And I suppose one of the most really important things for us is we're kind of expanding in the last few years. Like last year was our first year in the Lighthouse Cinema. It's obviously one of Dublin's sort of best and favourite cinemas, and it's such a nice space.
And you can bring in wine.
Exactly, so. Yeah. It makes such a difference because in our first year we were kind of limited by the size of our organisation, you know, that we're all sort of team of volunteers, and we were in the new theatre in Temple Bar, which is a great space, but it's a theatre space, so we weren't, you know, in a proper cinema. So it's been great to kind of expand, and it of course means that the filmmakers get to see their films in a really nice cinema, you know, have that kind of experience and to kind of feel more integrated to the kind of film cinema landscape. So we hope it continues. It's great to be welcome back by the Lighthouse, and to hopefully get bigger audiences as a result of being there. And you can buy all the tickets for our festival on their website, so it's a one-stop shop to go to lighthousecinema.ie and pick up the tickets there.
Yes, and don't forget to check out the fabulous video we were chatting about, the Dublin Feminist Film Festival.com. And there's check out the fantastic lineup, book it into your calendar, you won't be disappointed. We'll definitely see you there. All right, thanks so much for chatting with us.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.